Welcome to the NS9 Postgame Show presented by FanDuel. This is the NS9 Postgame Show powered by Primanti Brothers. And it's also I think I did. It's also afternoons with Ryan and Cody, 2026 style. Cody, what's up, man? Pirates win again, take the series 8-3 again, 2 8-3 games. So what's up?
We're hoisting, man. We're hoisting the cone. We're winning ball games. The Bucks are back to 500. I think, that opening series in New York, it was just, shake off the rust, shake off the cold. Let's get to Cincy, and I think the Bucks are back.
They're back, man. I mean, 3-3 road trip. Going into it, you'd say, hey, we'll take 3-3, head home to PNC.
Yeah.
But like you say, the first series, I mean, the Mets are a good team, or at least they should be. They were projected for, I think, like 90 wins or whatever. That was their over-under. So, but yeah, get your hashtag raise it's in the comments. We will be giving away sandwiches. I mean, look at this. Cody and I giving away sandwiches in this economy on an afternoon game. Wow. I love it. So
rare. We're in rare air right now.
So we'll take it. We'll be giving away 2 sandwiches, actually 4 sandwiches at the end of the game. So post-game show. So stay tuned for that. Get your hashtag raise it's in. Speaking of which, Cody, did you get the giveaway tool going on?
Oh, I did not.
All right, I'll do that. I'm on it.
You do it. All right. So let's get into the start of this. Paul Skenes comes in with a 67.5 ERA, ready for revenge, Ryan. He comes in, he ends up going 5 innings. Let me get his full line here. 5 innings, 3 hits. He did give up an earned run, 2 walks and 5 strikeouts. Still not really like the Paul Skenes start that we're used to, but it was a great start nonetheless. Only giving up 1 run, only giving up 3 hits and getting 5 Ks. You can't ask for much more from a normal starting pitcher, but this is the reigning Cy Young. You're expecting a little more out of Paul Skenes, but it's only his second start of the year, coming off a really bad start in New York. I think we take it, right?
Yeah, like you said, it wasn't. I wouldn't say it's Paul Skenes-esque, but he let off the game again, walking the first guy, and you're thinking, oh no, like what has happened to Paul Skenes? But he bared down. He's had great success against the Reds in his career, and he looked like the old Paul at some points of the game.
Yeah.
Yeah, obviously, like the 0.2 of an inning, like I don't know if we'll ever see Paul do that again. It was just one of those weird games, obviously the Cruz misplays and center didn't help. But yeah, he was extra motivated today to go out and put some innings together. And look, he went 5 innings, like you mentioned, the 1 run, couple walks. He was at 77 pitches. I think we'll get into that. There was a lot of discourse on Twitter about him getting pulled after 5. I mean, he obviously would have wanted to go longer. We know he could have gone longer. But yeah, they pull him after 5 innings. They get away with it. They kind of give up a couple runs. It got a little close there, Cody, for a while. You're thinking, can we piece together enough from this bullpen to get this win? And then the offense just like erupts in the 9th inning. So, they got away with it. They didn't have to burn Denny Santana. It would have been his 4th outing in 5 days.
Yeah.
So that was good that they didn't have to burn him. But yeah, it's Skenes' second start of the season. I'm the main thing this year. Like it's his 4th season. Like I'm looking forward to Skenes just being unleashed, like the chains off of him. Let him go to 100 pitches a game. Obviously if he looks good and he looks healthy and everything's going good, you want him to go as long as you can. And I think he's at that point where he can do it and he wants to do it. It's the second start of the season. He only pitched 37 pitches last game, which he only went an inning. So I don't even know if you want to call this like his first start, really, because he didn't get much last game. So I understand the sentiment from why they pulled him.
Yeah.
Do I agree with it? Not really. I would have left him out there for the 6th.
So first of all, I want to shout out Dave here. Dave, thank you for the $1.99. We appreciate you. But I'm going to go on the counter here from your take here. I'm fine with this. A 5-inning start from Paul Skenes in his second start of the year in a game where he didn't really have all his best stuff. There were times, there's specifically an at-bat against Friedel where he was trying to spot that ball in the upper part of the zone, the upper corner, and he just couldn't hit it. And he looked irritated, like he just didn't have it. And that's what I kind of expect at the beginning of the season with almost any pitcher. Like, sure, he's Paul Skenes, he's the Cy Young winner, he's the best pitcher in baseball, but you're gonna have a rough start. And he also didn't have a full spring training. Let's remember that he
Yep.
went to the WBC. Sure, the WBC was great for him. He pitched well. He had a lot of. He was able to do a lot of work there, but he wasn't doing work with Murphy, with the Pirates. He was doing it on his own there while he was with Team USA. So, I mean, maybe that's not like what is the reason why he's not pitching as well as we are accustomed to, but it's easy to point to that and say, hey, he's going to have this isn't even a bumpy start. I'm not going to say it's a bumpy start, but he's not having an ideal start to the season. So let's just, give him 5 innings. He did his job. Let's see what the bullpen can do. Especially whenever you have they had a 3-run lead at that point. I mean, why
Yeah.
overwork the guy this early in the season?
Yes, like I said, I understand it because it is so early, but like at this point, like you're going to burn the bullpen out at this point. The way the bullpen has pitched a lot, and they've pitched better
Yeah.
since pretty much those first couple games of the season. Um, Again, they got away with it because they didn't have to burn Santana. The offense gave some insurance runs. It got a
Yeah.
little hairy there for a minute. Mason Montgomery comes in, gives up a 2-run bomb. And it was like, are we going to be able to put these innings together? But I get it. I mean, at some point you have to just let the chains off of him and let him go. So,
And I
uh,
mean, it'll happen, right? Like it's going to happen. I think we're finally going to see a game where Paul Skenes pitches a 9-inning shutout and gets the win. Like I think we're going to see that this year. I just don't know that I need to see it the first day of April. You know what I mean? Like just let him warm up. We got to remember he's still young. It's only his 3rd year in the league. He's not as stretched out as we would like to think he is. Even though he plays like a 10-year vet, he's still only been in the league for 3 years. I mean, you don't want to ruin a guy like this. If you do want to ruin a guy like this, do it when you're about 4 years into his rookie contract. You don't want to pay his ARB, and you're going to trade him at the deadline. That's when I would start doing whatever the hell I want with Paul Skenes. But until that point, I'm taking care of that arm.
and you make a good point about spring training. It was, I wouldn't say he didn't get a full spring. I think it was just it was erratic. Like, he was in spring training with the Bucks, then he went to Team USA. Then he pitched a couple games, but then you're going max effort in those games when you weren't at spring, and then you go back to spring. So it was just kind of a weird, uneven spring. So I get that. But I don't know. Do you have a date set on it when we can just let Skenes go? Is it April
I would
15th? Is
say
it tax
I
day?
would
Is it
say
May?
after May. Like once we're in
Okay,
May,
after
once we're in
May,
the swing of the season, like
just let him
we're
go.
only 2 weeks into this season. Barely. Not
Not
even. It's a
even. Yeah,
week.
not even. It's really a
Six
week.
games into the season, 2
Right.
starts from Paul Skenes. I mean,
Yep.
give him 3, 4, 5 starts to like really get into the swing of things. And then I think that's when we'll see the best of Paul Skenes anyway. So that's when I want to see him go. Also, shout
Right,
out to
right.
Unconscious Chanting. Thank you for the new membership.
Unconscious chanting. I like that. And Sean
What a name.
Hooper. Sean here
Sean,
gifting the 5 memberships. Thanks, Sean, as always.
appreciate you.
Sean's always good to us. So, but yeah, so like I said, the pitching, Skenes, so he exits. Mason Montgomery comes in, and 2-run bomb by Suarez makes it a 4-3
The
game, and it's
Mason,
like, yikes.
the Mason Montgomery experience, huh?
Yeah, is he just going to be this roller coaster all season?
I don't
'Cause you're
know, and
like,
I hope not. I
I
really
hope
hope
not
not. I
too.
know I tweeted out, I was like, so where's Money Moretta when you need him? They gave up a great pitcher in Dowry Moretta. Didn't even get anything back for him. But then you bring in this guy. Everybody's excited about Mason Montgomery. I still have hope that he's gonna be fine. But whenever you have a start to the season like this from him isn't phenomenal. I mean, He's got a 12 ERA right now. You got to have better middle relief for this team. Like, sure, if the offense keeps doing what it's doing, what it did today specifically, getting the runs early in the game, and then when they need the insurance, they go and get it. If they can do that for the rest of the season, have at it. Like, we don't need the middle relief. Just make sure we got good starters and better relievers or better closers, setup man and closer. But yeah, this middle relief's not great. And then even Isaac Matson comes in and was a little shaky. I mean, he didn't really give up too much. He only gave up a hit, but no strikeouts. The fastball did look all right. Like, I think it was first or second pitch. I watched him throw it, and I was like, ooh, that's a fastball. Like, and he only throws it like 94 mile an hour, but just coming out of his hand, you're like, whoa, that's a fastball. So yeah, the middle relief today just didn't impress me, mostly because of Mason Montgomery.
Right. And kudos to Kelly for taking Montgomery out. He didn't stick with him the whole inning. I don't think he wanted to see any more walks or him getting in trouble again. So yeah, Matson comes in. Like I thought Matson looked a lot more comfortable in the second inning when he came in. And he just kind of looked like the Matson we saw from last year. So he's been better in his last couple outings. That's really good to see, because it kind of at the beginning, that first series against the Mets, it was like, besides Santana, like, if Matson's going to like be up and down, like who's in the back end of this bullpen? And I kind of figured Santana wouldn't be an option today with him pitching 3 out of the last 4. So it was good to see Matson, and then Lawrence and Soto finished it out. But Lawrence looked really good.
Lawrence's fastball is looking great too.
Yeah, he got the sweeper going on the last strikeout there. Yeah, man, if Lawrence could be more consistent pretty much all, this year, he's definitely a back end other bullpen kind of guy. So
yeah, it's another guy who, like, he's kind of middle relief, kind of setup. He's on that like borderline, especially because of what happened in New York. He wasn't that good. He gave up 1 or 2 home runs. I can't remember specifically, but
they all walked the whole farm.
Right, that's the thing, is they were giving up the walks. Now today, the bullpen only gave up 1 walk, and that was from Montgomery. From Montgomery on, after those 2 outs, they hunkered down. They got it done. So yeah, if Lawrence can keep going like this, I mean, I know it's only 1 inning. Like, we're getting too excited here, I think.
Right.
But he did have a strikeout. His pitches looked great. They looked sharp. They looked like they were going where he wanted them to go. So if he can keep that control, if he can keep that composure, I think that back end is going to be great. And then we get into Soto, right? He comes in for what would have been a safe situation if it weren't for the offense, but we'll get into that. He comes in, strikes out 2 guys to get us out of the game and seal the victory. And also, this has been on the screen. I put it up there. Shout out Dippy Golf's 412 for the $5. Yeah. Our delusion is pretty high too.
He says, my delusion's at an all-time high. Hey, we're, like I said, after the series against the Reds, a division opponent, it's hard not to be. And and somebody else said, give some love to Nikki G. We're going to get there, guys. We got the offense. It's coming. It's coming. Stick with us.
Yeah. Speaking on Soto, like, he comes in, like I said, not a save situation anymore because of the offense, but he came in and got the job done. And then at the end of the game there, we both thought the game was over.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, game's over. Ryan's like, I'm going to go get a drink. I was like, all right, I'm going to go, get ready. And then I stayed seated after Ryan left, and we're like, oh no. Or I said, oh no, there's a challenge. I tried to call Ryan back, but he couldn't hear me through the computer. And I believe that was Stevenson.
It was.
He challenged that, and he got a call. And I think that's something with the ABS system that we're going to see a lot of this season, that the end of baseball games are going to feel a lot like the end.
Yeah, and I think it's interesting because we've seen the Pirates be kind of they've been kind of, I don't know, like reluctant to call, challenge a call and everything. And we saw a couple today, and Soto actually himself challenged one the at bat before that and missed it, so it's like, are we really going to see pitchers call this again? But yeah, then he got one called against him in the next at bat. But hey, in the 9th inning, like you said, if teams have it, why not use it? So, I thought the Pirates had a chance
Yeah.
earlier in the game. I forget what at bat it was, but they could have challenged too. So I'm interested to see like if the team ever says like if anybody kind of says what the mandate is here. Like, is it up to the batter or the catcher or whatever? If you see something that you think's pretty obvious, go ahead and challenge it, or kind of save them to the end, or if they don't
Right.
want pitchers doing it. So it'll be interesting to see what they
Yeah.
end up here.
And like seeing Soto do it, I was very caught off guard because it very much seemed like around the league, it was like no pitchers are not going to challenge. They
Right.
know they're not going to challenge, but then they were, you see that and you're like, huh? And then even like watching the game, they got the square up there. As a fan, I'm like, huh? Like, what are you doing? And I think that's something that, Don Kelly's going to have to talk to his pitchers again and be like, hey, guys, trust your catcher. If your catcher thinks something needs challenged, he'll challenge it. Let's just leave it at that. But at the end of the game there, of course, you want to try and get a call. I don't think it hurt anything. I mean, Soto's pretty on top of everything there at the end of the game. So nothing to worry about, in my opinion.
No, I agree. Like I said, besides Mason Montgomery, the bullpen did a great job. Skenes goes 5. We're going to get into the offense here, Cody. But first, we're going to kick it to yourself.
Throw it to me.
We'll be right back. Here's Cody.
This episode is brought to you by IQ Bar, our exclusive snack hydration sponsor. IQ Bar protein bars, IQ Mix hydration mixes, and IQ Joe mushroom coffees are the delicious, low-sugar, brain and body fuel you need to win your day. The Ultimate Sampler Pack is a great way for you to try all IQ Bar products and flavors. You get 9 IQ bars, 8 IQ Mix sticks, and 4 IQ Joe sticks. All IQ Bar products are clean label certified and entirely free from gluten, dairy, soy, GMOs, and artificial ingredients. With over 20,000 5-star reviews and counting, more people than ever are fueling their lifestyles with IQ Bar's brain and body boosting bars, hydration mixes, and mushroom coffees. The Ultimate Sampler Pack includes all 3. My personal favorites so far have been the almond butter chip and the iced tea lemonade hydration mix. It's just really full of flavor. I love starting my day with it, and I couldn't imagine starting my day with anything else other than IQ Bar products. Right now, IQ Bar is offering our podcast listeners 20% off all IQ Bar products, including the Ultimate Sampler Pack, plus free shipping. To get your 20% off, text MLB to 64,000. That's MLB 64000. Message and data rates may apply. See terms for details.
All right, thanks, Cody.
64,000. 64,000.
000. I love it. I love that.
Hey,
I don't want to.
I got 2 boxes of IQ bars coming in the mail, so I'm pretty pumped.
You love that stuff. I don't want to alarm anybody, but this is an afternoons with Cody and Ryan. We have 138 entries already in the sandwich giveaway.
That's a record.
on an afternoon game. That's got to be a record. Like, we shattered it. So keep them coming. Hashtag raise it.
Usually I'm begging for 100 people.
Right. This is what Bucko Fever does. We're April 1st here. This is not an April Fool's. The Pirates, 1-2 in a row. So yeah, get your hashtag raise it in. We'll see where that goes. But let's talk about the bats, dude.
Let's do it.
I missed the first 10 minutes of the game, Cody. For some reason, I thought the game started at 12:50. It did not. It started at 12:40. I don't know why we got these weird starts in here. Man. So I tuned in and it says 3-0. And I thought they were showing back to yesterday or something. And I'm like, wait, what is this? And no, it was 3-0. Oneil Cruz, 2 outs, homers. Just right off the bat, bang, 3-0. Bucko's leading.
Yeah, I mean, shout out to Jack for the 5 gifted. We appreciate you. But you, yeah, Jack. With the game start, right? Everybody kept saying 12:35. Yeah. I'm like, no, it's 12:40. But everybody's saying 12:45. I don't know where
I got 12:50.
We were all over the place with this game start. I know Jim was saying 12:35. I think Donardo last night said 12:35. On the MLB app, it said 12:40. But yeah, this game got started with a bang, but it also started with a little bit of nerves. You start out with, what was it? 2, I just had it up. 2 strikeouts to start the game. Where'd it go?
I think it was a ground out, but yeah, it was the first.
Oh,
two
yeah,
guys.
It was 2. Sorry, yes. 2 ground outs and then Reynolds singles. You feel good about that. You're like, all right. But then Marcell Ozuna comes up, and with the struggles Ozuna's been having, you're like, all right, this inning's about over. But then he draws a walk. And I think in there he challenged the ball, or maybe that was later in the game. But it was really good at bat to get him on base. And then O'Neal Cruz. How about this guy? How about this guy, Ryan? O'Neal Cruz comes up to bat, hits just a hard. I don't want to keep going with that, but he hits a home run. That was going to get clipped if I kept going with that. But
Yeah, yep.
he hits a deep drive out to the outfield. And I think O'Neal Cruz may be finally living up to that potential, Ryan.
I know we went from like 3 days ago. It was like, oh my God, is Cruz going to do anything this year? Like
Right.
to now I'm like 40-40's back on. Like forget 30-30. Like we're going 40-40. Look, it has to feel so good for him to come out yesterday, have the 2 home runs, comes in today, homers right away again, has a hit later. Yesterday was against a lefty. Today is against the left. Like he's just we all said this year. Look, the Pirates got better. They added significant hitters. They added all-stars. But the main thing we kept coming back to was if they're going to be better, it should help Cruz and Reynolds. And, the first 4 games, that was like not looking great. These guys are not hitting. And then bang, now all of a sudden these guys are hitting. And look at this, 2 8-3 wins. Like if Cruz, and it's not just them hitting, it's power. They're hitting for power. If Cruz and Reynolds gets going like this with Lau and O'Hearn, and if Marcell Ozuna ever decides to hit the ball, like this offense, I said this in the other post game I did, they're going to put up some crooked numbers this year. Yeah. And I firmly believe that. It's just there's more power here. There just is. And especially if those guys, the mainstays from previous years, if they ball out, then this offense is going to be okay, guys. Like that's the scary thing.
I mean, part of that is that you have these better hitters in the lineup, right? You had that lineup protection for O'Neal Cruz, for Brian Reynolds. And to Captain Sam's point here, who donates $2 to us, we appreciate it. In 2024, Ozuna started the season bad, ended with 40 home runs and 107 RBIs. So I don't think this start is something to get all concerned about. I even did my own research and to compare some things with Ozuna. I compared Ozuna to Carlos Santana's start with the Pirates in, 2023? And very similar starts. I think Santana had like 1 or 2 more hits, but they were both really bad to start the season in their first 4 games. So I think this is just, I compared those 2 because Ozuna has been brought in basically, like I said, as lineup protection, but also as that like O'Neal Cruz mentor, which is the same as what Santana was kind of brought in for, right? So, I mean, I think the thing with Ozuna, it's not going to last. This is not going to last. And if it does, I think that, Ben Cherington will do what he has to do and look to move on from the guy. But I think he'll be fine. I think Ozuna will be fine.
And Reynolds is a notorious slow starter. So like,
exactly.
and he started hitting all of a sudden. So that's really good to see.
Right. So I think this slow start is nothing to worry about. And it's really, I mean, it has helped O'Neal Cruz, right? Because of Ozuna batting in front of Cruz, he's getting the harder at bats, in my opinion, Ozuna. So then a guy gets through Ozuna, he's like, okay, I don't have to worry about Marcell Ozuna and the fact that he could hit a ball 500 feet like that. I got through that. Now let's just get through the rest of the inning. And then you have O'Neal Cruz right after him. A guy can't stay on for that long unless his name's Paul Skenes or Tarek Skubal. You know what I mean? Like a guy's going to mess up at some point. And the Reds have messed up a ton this series against O'Neal Cruz. I mean, look, O'Neal Cruz is what? He after that home run, he was 4 for 5 against lefties on the season with 3 home runs off lefties? All 3 have been off lefties?
Yeah, he's had more home runs off lefties than he did last year.
Yeah.
And it's game 6.
That goes to the work that he put in the offseason. I mean, I know there was a lot made of the defensive work that he put in. But then that first day at camp, he requested to go up against Mason Montgomery. He was like, I want to hit against the lefty. And that kind of attitude that O'Neal Cruz has come into this season with is all the difference. And I'm just so glad to see him finally start to kind of put it together. And I know it's only been 6 games, but if he can keep on this path, if he can keep his head on straight on his shoulders, I think we're seeing a phenomenal season from O'Neal Cruz.
And he's having just good at bats. Even when he wasn't homering, he's walking or he's working the count full, and he's just kind of it's just pitches that he normally would have swung at and been striking out the last couple of years. He's not he's taking them, and he's not fishing for him. So he's having better at bats, and then the power comes with that. Once he starts having better at bats and being a little more patient, he's going to get better pitches to hit, and he's taking advantage of it. So yeah, it changes the whole dynamic of this offense and this season and this team when Cruz and Reynolds are hitting, and Nicky G. Let's get into some Nicky G, Cody.
Hey, you brought him up, and I'm introducing a new segment this year for our day games. It's the day game lunch pail player of the game, and it's going not to Brian Giles, not to Jason Kendall, but it's going to Nicky G. Nicky G comes up clutch at the end of the game here to give us the insurance that we were desperately wanting. We went into that, what was it, the 9th inning? Was it the 9th inning where he got those hits?
Yeah, he got he doubled off the wall.
He got the double, yeah.
That was in the I'm on the wrong thing. That was in the 8th. And then that was in the 7th. And then he came up in the 9th with 2 on. The huge single, like just again, they didn't need the insurance, but he hits it in there. Two RBIs, huge insurance runs, and then Reynolds homers after that. So yeah,
that's the thing about Nicky G. And people love to get down on Nicky G because his numbers aren't great. He had a bad year last year. Let's face it. Like, he's my guy. Bad year last year. He broke his ankle in his first at bat of the year. That was a home run, by the way. And he couldn't come back from it. I get it. Playing the whole year slightly still hurt from your broken ankle. I didn't expect you to be that great. But guess what? Nicky G comes back with a vengeance. He's hitting .333 with runners in scoring position so far this year. He has 3 RBIs with runners in scoring position. That's what the Butcher does. Nicky G is back. The Butcher is back. And, everybody loves to talk crap on Nicky G. But he really is that driving force in this lineup. When you need a hit, when you're late in the game, you either need insurance or you need a run to get you tied. Nicky G's going to come through. He comes through 33.3% of the time. Like, that's the guy that I want up. If we have to pinch hit him, whatever, that's the guy I want up late in the game. It's Nicky G. He just continues to prove why he's an important part of this team. That's all I have to say. Everybody loves to crap on my guy, but he just shows up time and time again.
The people crap on him, but he also has he has a following among Pirates fans.
He does.
We talked about it before. Like, what is it about him? Is it because he was a high draft pick, or he had those clutch hits kind of his rookie season? So people are behind him. Again, he's not going to really hit for power, but the dude, he drives the ball, line drives. And like you said, he's hitting .333 with runners in scoring position. He's hitting .333 for the season. Yeah. 357, on base percentage. So yeah, it's huge. Like, the guys that we brought back this year that are in this lineup, like, it's huge that they're going to improve and get better. And, forget where he's playing on the field. Today he was at second, which is obviously more of his natural position. But yeah, if he's doing this with the bat and being, line driving some hits and driving in runs when guys are in scoring position, it's huge. So yeah, just huge insurance runs, especially with, Santana not coming out to pitch the 9th, and then Reynolds, it's contagious. He homers after that and makes it 8-3. And it just it was a good top of the 9th. Let's say that.
Yeah, I mean, overall, I think this series was just a great series to give the Pirates their confidence back. Like, it's a divisional series. You want to get up on the Reds, who everybody thinks that you're going to be competing with for maybe a wild card spot. At least the national media thinks that. Me, on the other hand, I don't think Cincy's got a shot. But yeah,
didn't look like it in this series.
You come in here and you bounce back in Cincinnati, and you're heading home for the home opener. the 4-1-2 start. You're playing the Orioles, who's another team that the Pirates, I feel like, get compared to a lot. And you're ready to go. Like, this team, I think, on this homestand coming up, they're going to prove what the 2026 Pittsburgh Pirates are all about. I think it's a 6-game homestand.
Yep.
On this
Orioles,
6-game
Padres.
homestand, I would say if they do the same thing, split the series 3-3, if they do that after this home series, I think that's a positive, because the Pirates teams in the past, they haven't done that. They're not splitting home and away series. They're either going somewhere and winning 1 out of 6, and they're coming home. And last year they won a lot of games at home, so they'll win the 3-3. But I think if this team, if they can come out of this homestand at 500, we're still on course. We're still on our way to a positive. We're still on our way to, hopefully, as Paul Skenes wants to do this year, win the division.
Yep. Yeah. Look, I wanted to talk about this offense and what they did today against the bullpen. Like, the Reds bullpen it's not great. You know what I mean? Like, it's, so they went in there and they did what they kind of needed to do against a okay bullpen, and they took advantage of them. And, it wasn't just the bullpen, they hit the starter as well today. They hit the starter yesterday. So they're just kind of doing it throughout the game. And that's what was so frustrating with last year. Like, this offense just went into cold spells for the longest time. And it's just like, can anybody do anything? But this offense feels different, man. And it's like, they have the all-stars they picked up. They have guys that look like they're improving. And this is what I hoped this offense would be. Like, it's different guys at different times coming up in the clutch. It doesn't have to be every game Brandon Lau doesn't need 2 home runs or whatever. There's other guys that can do it. If it's not him, maybe it's Reynolds, maybe it's Cruz, maybe it's Nicky G. So it's just kind of different guys coming up each day. And that's what we saw this past 2 games. The first game of this series was kind of like, oh no, like what's this offense? Is this the repeat of last year? But after these past 2 games, it's looking good. It's making me feel a lot better. That's for sure.
Yeah. I mean, to your point with the, not being able to take advantage of the bullpens, or facing the bullpens. Last year, even if they chased the starter early, you weren't confident that they were going to come in and score runs, whether it was insurance runs or runs to just tie the game. You did not have that confidence.
No.
The 2026 Pittsburgh Pirates are instilling that confidence in you. And it starts with guys like Nicky G. And it starts with guys like Brian Reynolds, who they've been around, they've been in the org, they've seen the bad, but they're ready to be a part of the good.
Yeah. Well, are you ready to give away sandwiches? Because wait till you hear how many entries we got.
I cannot wait to give away 4 Primanti Brothers sandwiches.
All right. So we have 168 entries for an afternoon game, a Wednesday afternoon game. 169 now, 169. So get those hashtag raises in.
God.
It's going to take me a minute or two. I have to share my screen, but we are going to give these away. So get them in there. Last chance.
How about that? I mean, I don't even think I've been on a post game where we gave away, or we had 168 people in here.
I know. 170.
That's
we
insane.
Just hit 170.
Oh, you guys, you're making my day. I wish we had more sandwiches to give away, which we will when the Pirates win again. But man,
right.
We're
gonna give them all away this year, because we're gonna just keep winning.
We're just gonna keep winning.
Right. All right. So 170 entries. Well, it's pretty good.
First draw.
We'll take it. Let's do it. Good luck, everybody. Here we go.
Who we got?
We got so many entries they can't even cycle through every name. Oh, look at this. Sal Belly.
Congratulations. That's the first time I've seen that name. So if you're new, welcome and congrats.
New sandwiches. I love that. What's the drill here? Get at us on email, northshore9@gmail.com, or any of the social media platforms. We'll get your email. We'll get you
email is probably preferred, because that's probably the email you signed up for your Primanti Brothers app with, and then we'll just use that. to send you your sandwiches.
Gregory down here says, I never won when there was 60 people, let alone 170. sorry, Greg.
I
Maybe
could have
this is your
swore
chance right
Greg
here.
won. I
was
think
gonna say,
he's lying. I think that's an
thought
April
Greg
Fool's
won
joke.
before.
I think that's an
I
April
think-
Fool's joke from Gregory Hoyle.
All
I
right, here
hate
we
April
go.
Fool's Day. Me and
We
Tyler
got-
were talking about that. We hate April Fool's Day.
Here we go. Second draw here, 170 entries. Prester
John Esquire.
Oh, I
Congrats.
Like there we go. Prester.
Very regal.
It is. We're throwing the Esquire out there. I like it.
Hell yeah.
All right, so there we go. We got the sandwiches. So yeah, email us, guys. We'll get those. We'll get your emails loaded up for the sandwiches. But what a game! It was a good first afternoons with Ryan and Cody here. I like it.
Ryan, these are so much more fun when they win.
Aren't they? Aren't they?
Let's hope we see a lot more of those.
Yes. So like I said, off day tomorrow, not off day for NS9. We will have NS9 live Thursday night at 9:00, correct?
Yes.
I don't know why I was thinking 8:00. My times are all off.
I mean, maybe. Who knows?
Yeah.
Whatever
9:00-ish, because Donardo will probably be late. Right. Here you go. Sean Hooper says, like the video, subscribe. He's correct. Please do all that. But yeah, off day and then the home opener.
Do they have odds yet on FanDuel for Friday's game, for the 4-1-2 game?
I don't think they have the odds out yet. The Pirates were favored today on FanDuel. I think they were big favorites, -150. But you're going to have that with Skenes on the mound, you know?
Right. Let me see if I can find a quick little FanDuel tidbit for our friends.
Yeah, usually, I don't know. The lines usually come out like the night before the game.
Yeah, so probably have to do. Let's see if anything changed with Paul Skenes' Cy Young odds. This might take me a minute. I don't sports bet anymore, so I don't know where.
Well, that's what I said after his opening day start, where he went 2 outs. I'm like, okay, extend Skenes this week while his stock is the lowest it's ever going to be, because he was we're never going to see that start again, hopefully. So.
Well, you know what? I can't find that, but a game that I'm looking forward to later today. It's about to start. Let's look at a different one. Yes, a game later today. We got Guardians versus Dodgers. Yamamoto making the start. Last night they gave away Yamamoto Yoshi bobbleheads. So it was Yoshi from like Nintendo, dressed up like Yoshinobu.
Yamamoto. Yeah.
It looked great. So I'm going with my guy, Yamamoto. He's on my fantasy team. Let's take the Dodgers -1.5. The odds on that are -120. I think you're going to make some easy money there.
Yeah. I mean, look, the Guardians, they started off, they took 2 or 3 to the Mariners. And I'm like, if this Guardians team is going to start winning games like they always do, I'm going to be so tilted all year. I can't stand them. They come out with the Daniel Schneemann, he's homering and stuff, and the Lauder comes out and hits like 4 home runs in his first 4 games. I'm like, I can't do this with Cleveland again. So yeah, I like that. Let's go Dodgers.
Alrighty, let's get out of here, Ryan. Nobody wants to hear our betting takes.
All right, guys. Well, thanks again. This was an awesome turnout again for the entries we had in and all the people that were in here. So appreciate it as always. We'll be back with NS9 Live Thursday, live tailgate, April 18th. Don't forget that. We'll be out there, Paul Skenes bobblehead. So we'll have more information on that too. But yeah, looking forward to that.
All right, folks.
Anything else, Cody?
No, we'll see everybody later.
All right. Peace.
All right, that wraps up this episode of North Shore 9. Thanks so much for tuning in, whether you're listening on the podcast or catching us on YouTube. If you enjoyed the show, please give this video a thumbs up, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. It really helps us grow. And if you're listening on the podcast, a quick review goes a long way in helping others find the show. Plus, be sure to tell a friend about us. There's always room for more here in the NS9 community. And for those looking to support us a little more, consider joining our Patreon, become an MVP member, and get exclusive perks while helping us continue to bring you more of the Pirates content you love. Thanks again for all your support, and let's go Bucks.